Good afternoon, Sassy Girl Dad fans. Yeah, I decided I was going to have to record another video while driving, and I'm on my way home. It is June 1st. I realized that I have not had any videos out this week at all, and I completely missed week 10 update. And I'll tell you about that, why that has happened a little bit later. But first, I guess I'll start off with a good update from last week. So, as some of you may know, I spent a couple weeks actually kind of going up and down, up and down, up and down weight wise. And even though I really tried to stay positive, it was really hard because one day I'd be totally like back down at my lowest point, and then the next day I'd be up, and then the next day it'd be down, and next day it'd be up again, and I don't know, it was strange. So last week I decided not to even get on the scale because I just wanted to get my mind off of it, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't focusing so much on what the scale said as my way of telling success. So I decided I wasn't going to weigh myself last week until the end of the week. So I didn't. As of Sunday, when I weighed in, I actually had lost 2 pounds to a new low. So that's a good thing. But instead of focusing on the scale, I tried to focus a little more on fitness and trying to increase my step count. And I really think that I may have overdone it. So I went from my goal weight of being 4,000 steps to 5,000. Now, there's another factor into this. I was able to use some money I got for my birthday to buy a new fitness watch. The other one that I had, I don't think was recording my steps properly. And so I don't think that even though I was hitting my 4K every day on that watch, that I was really walking that. So when I switched to this one last week, and I tried to do 5,000, I think I probably was doing actual 5,000, but I think I was doing a way larger amount of steps than what I actually had been because the other watch, like I said, I don't think was counting them all. The reason why I believe that is because, and why I wanted to get a new one was because one day after I was driving home, I think I was at like 3,200 steps, and by the time I got home, somehow it was like at 4,000 plus. And so it added almost like 1,000 steps from the time that I got home, or time that I left work till I got home. And so and I also noticed that it would record stuff, steps in my sleep. Like I'd wake up in the morning and have like 300 steps. I mean, unless I'm sleepwalking, I really doubt that. But anyways, so I really think there was an issue with that. So I did not take that into account, however, when I switched my goal to 5,000 steps last week. And although I really pushed myself, I did hit it most days. And I went out walking almost every night last week just to get that 5K in. However, by Saturday evening, I went out and started walking again to get my steps in, and I just couldn't go. Like I had no energy. My legs just felt super fatigued, and I just could not go anymore. One positive, although last week too, is that my left knee that I usually have issues with, has started feeling a lot better. And so having a lot less pain in it. And so that, even despite the extra steps last week and feeling fatigued and pretty much overdoing it, I still felt pretty good with it. So this week has also been really good. So I have stepped my step goal back down to 4,000 steps. Now that I have a watch that I think is actually recording steps instead of movement. So that is kind of a nutshell of how my week went. Um, Again, I tried to focus more on the fitness part of it, burn myself out, and kind of spent Sunday feeling pretty ill, just run down, not feeling good. And so I decided I needed to take a break on Sunday. Um, Monday, I woke up, went to work, still kind of felt lethargic. Um, and by that, I mean that my body just felt super tired, especially my legs. And I've kind of been struggling with that a little bit all week, even today. So, but again, it's still progress. Um, I got to push through it, and I am doing that. I'm still hitting my step goals every day, except for Sunday. Like I said, I pretty much just took that day off and had to rest. I had no choice. It just did not feel like I could do anything. But I don't know. We're going into the 4th of July weekend now, and I don't know. I'm happy with my progress last week. Yeah, I only lost 2 pounds, but that's still 2 pounds, and I'm happy with that, especially after, like I said, having two weeks of like a plateau, basically. That, despite being as positive you can, was still quite frustrating because when you're putting in the work. And I learned a few things about that, and I put a post on some other social media about that, and I'm probably going to do a video about 15 facts to know when you're in a calorie deficit and trying to lose weight. So, in fact, that's a pretty good idea. I think I'll do a video of that maybe this weekend. But this weekend, we have a big weekend coming up. The archery club is going to be in a parade for the 4th. I'm going to be pulling one of the floats, so that should be a lot of fun. And we have some other activities, a barbecue right after, and then fireworks. And as I've said before, 4th of July is one of my favorite times of the year, even though I don't really go out and purchase tons of fireworks. I just kind of think they're kind of a waste of money myself. I can enjoy the fireworks that they do publicly and be okay with that. I just like the atmosphere of it. I like the spirit of celebration behind it and celebrating what God gave us most, our freedom here in America. And I have some plans to make sure that I stay on my diet. No food trucks, no sugary desserts, no nothing. I want to be able to get through this weekend staying in my calorie deficit and, again, trying to lose some more weight. Yes, I do know there's going to be people out there that say, well, it's okay to take a break once in a while. Yeah, you're right. It is. I'm just choosing not to. I want to do things the way I'm going to do them. And I've chosen to instead make a plan on how I can go and enjoy that event and still eat healthy. So I'm going to do some food prep and, again, make sure that I have what I need when I need it, and that way I can stay away and avoid temptation of eating anything that I don't want to eat or whatever. So that's my plan. I have a plan, and that's the important thing is if you don't plan ahead, you're pretty much destined to fail. So, and I found that really to be true, especially when you're trying to stick to a particular way of eating or method of eating or diet or whatever you want to call it. So Planning is important. Anyways, oh, and I can't forget Cardio Miracle. Always, 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 twice a day. So good. So good. And I'll make sure I have plenty of that, of course, this weekend as well as part of my prep plan. So, anyways, I'll probably try and get a couple videos out again this week. But if I don't, I hope everyone has a fantastic 4th of July. Remember what God gave us. Freedom is one of those things. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And we will see you guys all in the next video. Have a great day.